Hi, I'm Lisa Boughton, and I am the Youth Development Manager here at City on a Hill. And I just want to give an opportunity to share with you guys a little bit about what is going on in our world. Usually at City on a Hill, we serve an average of 200 and 250 students throughout the school year and summer in educational activities, life skills, employment training, and an after-school setting. As COVID transitioned, our world dramatically changed, and the lives and the world of our students dramatically changed as well. We are really excited about all of the innovative things that we're doing here at City on a Hill to come alongside and support our students and families, and to engage you in the process of doing that. In March, when everything changed, it was so important for us to connect with families as soon as we could. Where are the gaps? What is not being fulfilled? What are your biggest struggles and needs? And our team kicked into high gear to connect and build that bridge between schools and families, to make sure that our students weren't having educational gaps, and that the transitions that they already go through while living in crisis were going to be as smooth as possible. You know, we have a good way of building long-term relationships with the people that we serve. They become part of our family. And so just how you may react to your family in need is how we chose to react to our family in need. You know, for our kids, school provided a lot for them. It was 2 meals a day. That was a guarantee. It was a classroom setting with peers that was safe and healthy. The connection to a positive adult that is consistent in their life, and the beginning to a journey of education that could ultimately bring them out of poverty. We knew that without having a solid education plan, that the opportunity for failure was so high. And so as we connected between parents and students and schools, we started to fill in these gaps, going to parent-teacher conferences, attending school meetings, going and doing home visits, hundreds of home visits, asking parents about those gaps. You know, some of the things that we found that were surprising to us was really just the parents' fear of not having adequate supervision for their kids while they worked. Working with a lot of single moms or single parents, they were concerned because the school was providing so much support for them. And so was City on a Hill. A lot of our students come to City on a Hill 2, 3, 5 days a week. They are part of our team. There was a lot of changes, and one of the first one was the innovation to create these boxes. Essentially, all of the programming that we would do while you're at City on a Hill, we packaged that up into a box and delivered it along with food to every family that we serve. We delivered food every week. We delivered the boxes once a month. We created 4 or 5 social media outlets for kids to stay connected to us. And each staff member had a group of students they were responsible for staying connected to every Friday. It was great. We were really filling the gaps. As the uncertainty of fall came, not knowing essentially what school was going to look like, we had some pretty big decisions to make here at City on a Hill. A lot of the students that we serve have individual education plans. They're IEPs, they're in special education, and many of them are already falling behind. And so we started to flip space. We went from 6 computers in 2 computer labs to 6 computer labs, to over 20 computers and an additional 15 Chromebooks. We changed our library space into a classroom setting. We flipped our large group space into places where students can participate in activities. And we invited students to do remote learning at our new remote learning center right here on site. Right now, we have 24 students that attend school at City on a Hill. They represent 9 different schools in Milwaukee Public School System. So, like many of you out there attempting to navigate maybe your student or your child's school system, we're here navigating 9 systems with students aging from 6 to 18 years old, managing calendars, learning Zoom, training on every way that we can support our kids. And so 5 days a week, students arrive. 7:30 in the morning, they check into our COVID safety station because being safe is so important to us. Our staff remain masked. Our staff are temperatured, as well as students who, as they enter our building, come into a clean and disinfected space. They check in and receive all of the services that would keep them safe: masks, sanitizer, individual learning space. Every one of them has their own materials that nobody touches but them, thanks to some of your generous support. Each student has their own calendar and has a team leader that assists them throughout the day. They participate in a half day of virtual learning and a half day of independent learning, where our staff, some Burke scholars from Marquette University, and other volunteers come to help tutor in subjects of English, math, and Spanish. It's really been a blessing, the support that we've already received, but there's a lot more that's needed. Our kids need to see people investing in them the way that teachers invested in them. A day in their life is hard without all of this. It's hard without COVID. It's hard without a school to go to. But City on a Hill has remained the constant in their life. When everything changed, we didn't. We stayed there. We stayed by their side. We continued to fill gaps in their lives and to provide the support that they needed. Our staff has gone so above and beyond, from being after-school program leaders to assistant teachers. They've taken countless trainings on Zoom and Google Classroom to make sure that we can provide the support services that they need. We've adjusted all of our schedules and really all of our lives to come alongside of the people that we're serving today. I know that what we're doing is making a difference in their lives. I think of Philip. He's in 3rd grade. If you were to meet Philip, you would just see this excited, more energy than I could even package, little boy who is attending a school that is all virtual, like many. But because his literacy level was so low, even clicking the mouse or typing his name was a challenge from day one. We're about 4 weeks into this school year, and every day Philip logs himself in. Philip enters into his own classroom space. Philip has taken personal typing classes and relearned his alphabet and relearned his writing. He really probably should have been in K-5 if we just based it on his educational curve. But the individual attention that he is getting here is changing his life. You know, we have Cheyenne. She's a sophomore. She comes out of the foster care system. She's not used to any consistency in her life. Actually, it's scary to her to have consistency. She has found hope here. She has found a love of education that she did not have prior to coming to our remote learning center. And even this last week in her IEP meeting, she went from needing 90 minutes of assistance to 30 minutes of assistance a day in a meeting. What we are doing here is working. It is safe, and it is encouraging to the people that we're serving. And I just want to thank you and everyone who's out there that's looking for ways to continue to support City on a Hill. You know, being a monthly partner of ours goes a long way. It's what helps us feed kids healthy snacks. You know, the non-high fructose corn syrup, the ones that the kids love, we set those aside and we give them other things. We allow them to experience culinary arts during the day. We give them access to internet and to personal space and items that I've already mentioned. You know, your support goes a long way. We're still looking for a few tutors, maybe in math or Spanish. If you're interested, you can contact our volunteer coordinator. And our hope is that together, with your support and your prayer and our staff, we can make a difference in the lives of the students in the Central City of Milwaukee. Thank you for your time.